Welcome back to the Vendor Table, presented by Aftershoot, the AI culling, editing, and retouching program designed to give you your time back so you can focus on the important things. What's up, Lauren?
Hello.
Got a special guest here. So we're here with Shelby Phillips.
Hi.
What's up, girlie?
Hi, Shelby.
What's up, you guys?
All right, so a little bio on Shelby. Shelby is a queer New York-based wedding and equine. Is that equine? What?
Equine.
Sport photographer. She first began as a wedding photographer in 2017 while completing her BFA at NYU's Tisch School of the Arts. Damn girl, as a means of staying creative between auditions, which took off as a full-time job in 2021. So outside of shooting, she's deeply committed to the LGBTQIA plus advocacy and uses photography as a tool for visibility and inclusion.
It's Pride Month, y'all.
Fuck yeah.
Pride Month.
Happy Pride.
I hope this comes out during Pride Month. I think it will.
It will.
So if it doesn't, it will be like legitimately like
Oh, perfect.
at the very end. But we are strong advocates to the LGBTQIA plus community here. We've made
that pretty clear.
We made that pretty clear. And if you're not clear of that, politely
Read the room.
yeah, fuck off. Okay, fuck off. Seriously. Okay, but as wedding photographers, we both have same-sex couples. I've photographed, I think, around 9 same-sex couples. Lauren, I don't know how many you had, but I love those weddings. And ever since I've been in the industry for a long time. So I've been doing this for 14 years, where it wasn't accepted and everything like that. And now it's so great to see that love is love and it can be celebrated, and let's capture the fuck out of it. So we want to talk a lot about inclusive language, how to attract inclusive.
I think it's important to note that when we started the podcast, we actually got called out for not using inclusive language in one of our episodes.
What did you do?
We changed our ways.
We had a viral clip. It's still up, okay? And we didn't want to take it down, but because we wanted to show everybody. But we had a clip that went viral. It was like our bridal parties being phased out in 2024. It went viral. It had like 3 million views and everything like that. And what made us realize it was somebody commented can we stop using the term bridal party and start saying wedding party?
And we were like, oh, shit.
We didn't think about it. We even to this day, I want to say wedding party. I still say, I try my best to say wedding party. I'll still slip and say bridal party at times. But we want to, make people aware that we
always want to do better.
So
we listened. We didn't get nasty. We didn't, and we pushed our egos aside and we're like, oh shit, we were wrong. So in the next episode, we were like, we just wanted to apologize. And we will be using the term wedding party moving forward and more inclusive language. So that's why we're so happy that you're here, because a lot of wedding vendors don't.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
So let's talk about a little something. So I want to start with the basics. How do you make sure your work and your brand feel genuinely welcoming to LGBTQIA plus couples?
Well, I think to start on a broad blanket topic before we even get into queer couples, I like to think about inclusive language as just human first. And inherently, the wedding industry is pretty bride forward. And I think that's deeply rooted in the history of marriage and where it comes from, and how it was a financial agreement, an exchange of property, the property being a human life, for social gain. And so in general, the wedding industry has always been pretty female forward. And so I think my effort at inclusive language, and I'm not an expert on this, I like to believe I'm really good at it, but I'm not claiming to be an expert. But I first kind of started by removing bride forward language. Yeah. So primarily my contact form starts with name, partner's name. I do ask for pronouns. People have gotten a lot better about that. I used to get really funny answers. One time this girl wrote in and said, I am me. And I was like, okay, pop off, diva. For sure. I love that for you. What are your pronouns? And then even on my contracts, I'll put client, partner's name, and I try not to use bridegroom language anymore. Mm-hmm. And even when I'm working with a couple that I know is not queer, I'm still going to ask, do you want to be referred to as bride and groom or just the couple? Like, what's important to you in your wedding in terms of like what traditional aspects are not prioritizing? So I start there. Now, when it comes to queer couples, I am always going to clarify people's pronouns on our consult calls. And then even when I'm shooting with them specifically, I think we can all say like gender is pretty campy sometimes, and like we'll make assumptions about how to pose couples together. And in same-sex couples, sometimes there is a clear perception of how someone identifies in terms of where their gender flows or what kind of essence they want to give off. But I'm always going to ask a couple, and this always gets them to laugh, like, who wants to be twirled? And we all giggle, or like, if you're going to hold each other, how do you prefer to hold each other? And what does that look like at home? And just kind of bringing that authenticity to their in-person experience.
That's so great.
That's a great perspective.
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest with you, like in certain situations that would probably never occur to me.
That would never cross my mind.
Yeah.
And I have had a few same-sex couples. Personally, for me, I just, be like, hey, like, you hug him, like, kind of thing. Like, let's go. I don't ever think
Somebody might make an assumption just because like one person is taller.
Yeah.
Like that they are essentially like, I guess, the more dominant person.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like,
sometimes not. Yeah. Like
yeah,
I
that's not the case.
for me, as like I am a straight white male. Okay. Oh my God. Okay.
It's okay. You're loved here.
Thank you.
I
Thank
don't
you,
know
Shelby.
about that.
She said it. Okay.
We're still new to each
Okay.
other, Lauren.
But like I photographed my first same-sex male couple last year. I'm doing their wedding this year. I had 7 lesbian couples before that, and I was, like as a male, I was like, okay, like what do I do? And like legitimately rolled up, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do what I do, and it was the best session. I had the best time. There was no thinking about anything like what should you do and everything like that. I just looked at it like, fuck it, okay. This looks great. They look
You do
great.
this.
Like
You do this.
I'm like, this looks great. Okay, let's do that. And like the end of the session, we were like cracking up. I had the best time. So I think sometimes we overthink it.
Oh, 100%. And I still do too. Like the first time I worked with a same-sex male couple, I was on Pinterest, like how to pose men with each other. And like there were no answers on the internet. So I was like, okay. But in general, I'll walk into sessions or even calls and be like, this is about you. And like, if I have an idea and you hate it, you can tell me it's awful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And someone did that once, and I was like, oh, but I gave you permission to be honest, so like, it's fine.
But I didn't mean it.
Yeah.
So sorry I exist. Take my camera.
It's it's I think like as photographers, like because we're creating imagery and everything like that. It's often like you want to showcase people as they are, like
Mm-hmm.
who they are, their personality and everything. And that's the way I always approached it. It was just like I just want to capture you being you. And like that, I think that's like I think a lot of photographers should think like that, especially with a same-sex couple. Like just capture them the way they are, like how they are with each other, their love for each other, and you can have fun with it, like do editorial poses and lifestyle like movements and stuff, and get like just fucking awesome. It's fun. I don't know. I like fucking do it. It's fun.
Couples love to be asked how they act at home.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
I had a couple recently. This was my favorite. They hated affection, right? So I was like, well, what am I going to do with that? Because I love affection in photography. And I was like, why did you even book me? But I had them sit on the couch and just like talk to each other. And they were like facing each other. And I was like, to the woman, I said, put your feet up on his lap. And she was like, oh, I like that. And I was like, we're not okay with like touching on the arm, but you're okay with foot rubs. And she was like, oh yeah, I love that. And I was like, okay. So he was just giving her foot rubs the whole time. And I was like, great, fantastic. At least we know we like this. And then, so like you're kind of, it's like your interview with the couple, like when you do an engagement session, right? Like you're learning them as much as they're learning you, and their love languages may not be the same as yours. So figuring all of that out on top of everything else can be a little daunting,
Yeah.
but you figure it out.
You figure it out. Yeah. Now, all right. So, can you tell us a little bit about like a queer wedding that you shot that really like stuck with you or changed maybe the way you see like your work and everything like that?
Yeah, I shot one 3 or 4 years ago at this point, and it was 2 men, and they were from a pretty red state.
Okay.
And it was actually, this was a very interesting wedding for me because it was a church wedding. And so we got on this call and I was like, tell me about where you live and why you want to get married somewhere else, where they don't have any family, but they really wanted to get married in New York. And we talked about how they just like love the community here and they were going to feel so welcome and so celebrated. And like, essentially that's what a wedding should be anyway, right? Like, I'm engaged, and so I'm kind of going through how difficult it might be to approach. We want to do a destination wedding. So I'm like, okay, I want to get married here, but they just passed a really transphobic law. So like, am I welcome? And so this couple kind of, I'm like relating a lot to them in that sense right now. But we talked about why they wanted to get married in New York. And then I'm always interested to queer people's relationships to the church, which I won't get too much into. I personally don't feel welcome there as like a blanket statement, but they had this really beautiful relationship to their faith and belonging and community. And it was a queer affirming church. Like there were pride flags on the front of it. Their priest was queer. And I was like, there's a lot happening here that like I need years to talk to you about.
Yeah.
But my favorite moment of the day, because I didn't think to ask them, this was before I started asking people, like, how do you act at home? We were in the West Village and we were in front of Stonewall and on Christopher Street, which is basically just a big triangle of everything's a queer space. So it's awesome. And I was like, oh, I'll take them there. It'll be great. It'll be important to them. It's a canon event to go to Stonewall as a queer person, right? And I was having them hold hands on the street and kiss. At one point they got really quiet and I was like, oh, is this okay with you guys? And they're like, we've never been able to do this in a public space and feel so safe. And people were walking by celebrating them and they looked amazing. People were like, you look so hot. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, they do look hot. And it was awesome. And then I had a little cry about it. But in that moment, I was like, oh, this is really important for me to be doing.
That's beautiful. I mean,
That made me a little emotional.
I'm not gonna lie.
I love them
me
so
too. I got a
much.
little, I felt a little tear there. That was. It's really, it's beautiful to see when you could see acceptance happening in real time. You know, like it really is. It's.
It also just begs the question, like, why did they even feel like that in the first
Well,
place?
you know, like
So
we're still relatively, new and accepting in the scheme of this country. Okay, when you think of like acceptance of the community, it's
pretty fucked.
this much in the history of the country. Like when you think about it, the country's been, it's 249 years that America has been America. Okay, it literally
The United States.
the legalization of same-sex marriage got passed. When was that? It was like
2016, don't come for me if I'm wrong.
like-
I'm pretty sure it was 2016.
But when you think about that,
The Obama administration.
yeah. So when you think about that much time.
And he didn't even want to pass that.
Mhm.
He was very reluctant to do it because he felt that it would polarize the country. And like,
hmm
what a shame that my life is inherently political.
But
But it is.
yeah,
And I feel like we came a really, really long way. And now there's this like new stage for unfiltered homophobia and just people feeling like they can say what they've always wanted to, but some things are inside thoughts and they should be kept there.
yeah. I mean, it's interesting to see society evolve. We live in a very, very liberal place, and it's very much accepted here. And like I don't bat an eye, but back like 20 plus years ago, it wasn't accepted here. So you got to think about that it's tough to see that community, but it's tough to see that community go through that. But now it's so much more accepted, and it's so great to see. It really is.
Happily here, anyway. We live in a very forward-thinking
Yeah.
state. Unfortunately, that is not the case in others.
Mhm.
So that being said, to touch on our industry as a whole, we obviously were made aware by our audience that we were not using inclusive language when we were discussing something that should be inclusive to all. And we made those changes right away. We went as far as double and triple checking our websites and making sure that we did. And I found things on there that I was like, oh shit, my guide says bride and groom. It says bride prep. It says groom prep. And I have to change all of that because without even knowing it, I was isolating myself from potential clients who probably looked at that and was like, I don't think this person is for me.
Yeah.
So I never wanted any of my potential clients to feel that way, but I was inadvertently doing that. So, like, for you, how do you approach using inclusive or gender neutral language in your day-to-day, from the website to emails and Instagram captions?
Yeah, I think just to reiterate what we talked about a little bit earlier, I don't use bride forward language. I ask couples how they want to be referred to. And even straight couples have said to me, like, I'm not a bride. I don't want to be a bride. I'm wearing a black dress and it's just who I am. I'm like, and I love you for that. So just in general, I'll refer to couples as partnered, always asking pronouns, always asking, like, how do you feel as someone experiencing a wedding in real time? And even like me as someone who's getting married, I don't have a maid of honor. I have 2 best people, and it's my best person and my best little guy. And my best little guy is non-binary. So I was like, well, I don't know what to call them, and ask them what to be. Yeah, I just think if you keep things like neutral and soft, people will guide you into how specific they want to be. Because I work with a lot of couples that are a bride and a groom, and they want to wear a veil, and they want to get married in a church and do all the traditional things. I haven't seen a garter toss in a long time, which,
Thank
like,
God.
I'm fine with that.
Oh, totally.
I saw one 4 years ago. It was my last one, and it was a lot. Like, I put my camera down, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, like that. There's
We don't need to capture that.
We don't, yeah.
I recently found out what the like symbolism of the garter was and like what it entailed, and I was like, oh, that's terrible.
So like a virginity thing?
Do you want to elaborate, Michael? For
Yeah,
the
come on,
who
Michael.
may
I'm not gonna do it here because I don't want to get it completely wrong, but I'll Google it and I'm gonna share it because I don't want to get it completely wrong. But from what I heard, it's disgusting. So we're super excited to announce a partnership with Aftershoot. Aftershoot AI is designed to speed up and simplify every step of the process, from importing, culling, editing, and exporting. Aftershoot truly changed the game for us as wedding photographers.
I love Aftershoot.
Isn't it so great?
Yeah, culling is super easy. Editing is super easy. You train your own profile based on the way that you edit.
It's so good.
You know what my favorite part is?
What is it?
Unlimited edits.
Isn't that great? Like, you know, it's just you pay one price per month or per year. You're locked in. Amazing. Edit as much as you want on the go. Like, you could be on an airplane and it works.
Okay, I changed my mind. That's the best part.
Like, love that. Like you be on the go. You don't need internet to work the program. It is so simple, so easy to use, and it's incredible. And I think you guys should try it out.
You can cull thousands of photos in minutes with AI that helps identify the best selections. Build an editing profile based on the way that you edit, or you can even select one from top industry pros. Export right into Lightroom, Capture One, or Bridge for fast and accurate results.
So with an Aftershoot subscription, you get an all-in-one AI assistant that can cull, edit, crop, straighten, export, and now you could also retouch using it as well. No paying an extra, it's all included.
You can try it for free for 30 days using the link in the show notes and use code TVT15 for 15% off a subscription purchase. Wedding vendors. Do you need a contract? The Legal Paige is a legal education platform for small businesses and a contract template shop. They help you get legally legit in minutes.
So we're super excited to partner with them. Lauren, I know you've been using them for a long time, and I started using them last year. Damn.
Listen, on top of being one of my favorite people in the universe, Paige has created such an amazing resource for wedding vendors.
They are the resource for wedding pros looking for full-length contracts, short forms, a la carte clauses. So whether you're a photographer, videographer, planner, florist, DJ, you name it, the Legal Paige is a contract that will make your business legally legit.
All contracts have been reviewed and critiqued by industry-leading professionals and come with free future updates made by the Legal Paige's legal team.
So Paige also is a retired wedding and family photographer, but she is an attorney, so she has a very unique perspective and expertise when it comes to photography contracts.
She offers free education through their blog posts, podcast episodes, and YouTube channel.
You know what's super cool about this, Lauren?
What?
We got a code,
I love codes.
right? So you could use code TVT10, and you know what that gets you?
10% off.
Anything in the shop. So you want to get your business legally legit? Check out the Legal Paige. You ever just feel like you're playing catch up with inquiries?
Nuh-uh,
Why not?
because I have HoneyBook.
Isn't HoneyBook like the absolute best?
Yeah, it's been game-changing for my business.
It is like the biggest game changer for wedding creatives, for wedding vendors. You don't understand it until you're in it.
Everything is fully automated. You can have the AI like pretty much take care of everything for you and only just personalize everything as you go.
Exactly. So like now the second someone inquires, they get automated personalized messages without like lifting a finger. That's like the biggest thing for me. I'm getting back to my clients quicker. I'm giving them like personalized responses. You can't beat that with a CRM platform.
No, my workflow on the back end has been so much more streamlined since signing up with HoneyBook, I think 4 years ago.
It's like having a business partner that just makes you look super professional. And follow-ups handled. You don't even have to think about it. HoneyBook keeps everything running behind the scenes.
Which means more book clients without the stress. Honestly, if you're still manually chasing leads, it's time to switch to HoneyBook.
Do it. Get your time back, grow your business, start your free trial today with the link in our description.
Okay, so using gender neutral language in day-to-day from website, emails, things like that. Okay, very important, if, especially you want to attract same-sex clients and work with same-sex clients and
Or trans folks.
like
Because that's something that we didn't even touch. We touched on a little bit, but using the correct pronouns. Because a lot of us, have worked with same-sex couples, but we've never worked with trans people. So like that's a whole other realm that a lot of people are still struggling with. Like, and people I've talked to, they're like, I just don't know how to refer to them. And it's just like, you just did it.
Yeah.
You just did it.
You can also ask.
Yeah, you can just say like, what are your pronouns or how would you like me to address you? And most of the time that effort goes a really long way just to even ask. It's appreciated. So yeah.
I just did an engagement session for a couple whose wedding I'm shooting in October. Halloween. It's a Halloween wedding, which makes it even better. And one person in the couple just came out as trans, and she'd been married before in a straight marriage. And I did my little check-in. I was like, how are we feeling? I know you told me you hate being in front of the camera, but you wanted to be here. So how are we feeling and what do we want to accomplish today? And she was like, well, I have to be very honest. I'm nervous because this is the first time I'm trying to present my femininity in public. And I really want to embrace that today and see what that feels like. And it was just such a wonderful journey to go on with her because she was kind of like nervous. And then she really let loose and was like hair down, running around like, I am woman. And I was like, I love this for you.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And just another like touching, special experience.
That's
Amazing.
awesome. That's phenomenal. Like now, okay, with anything, okay, polarizing. This is a very polarizing topic, which it shouldn't be, but it is. But have you ever gotten pushback? Like when you share you share LGBTQIA plus content, on your portfolio, on social media, like have you gotten pushback? And what did you do with that?
I haven't gotten pushback in my business. I think I'm so loud about who I am and I'm such an advocate for my community. And like that doesn't just stay on my personal social medias. I'm very much a proponent of being aggressively honest online because I never want my business to be misrepresented as something that's like neutral or not political, or I'm just here to make $1 and I'm going to kind of put up with whoever's willing to pay me. On my personal pages, however, I've gotten some pretty awful DMs and messages and people telling me that I'm wrong or shouldn't be alive. Like it got pretty brutal. I had a video on TikTok go viral about being queer and the DMs were insane. But I have to say I very much had a moment of like, oh, I'm not sad I actually made it because I got hate comments.
We've been there.
Yeah.
That's when you know you made it.
Like people care.
When you got trolls.
Okay.
I'll share a personal story, like, because she's aware of this and everything
Yes.
like that. But the same-sex couple, the male couple that I'm photographing their wedding this year, did their engagement shoot in the fall. Was so proud of those images. I shared them to my Instagram. Great reception, everything like that. But there was probably, I want to say, like 5 to 6 comments on there that were not accepting of that and wrote some pretty mean things. And so, I
Slurs.
and so I was not happy about that. I gave her about 2 minutes before I deleted the comments.
Because he was like, what the fuck did they say? And I was like running to the comments and he's like, Lauren's going to.
I was like, you got 2.5 seconds to let this dude have it before I take it down. So
Did I make it? I think I did. Yeah, I sure did.
So, I let my moderator crew just absolutely eviscerate this person. But I noticed when a few days later when the analytics popped up that I lost 43 followers from that, from those posts. And I was like, good, get the fuck out.
Let them.
Yeah. Here's the thing that like, I said to you about this yesterday when we talked about it. It's, people who are following your work for years, right? And they admire your work and they love your content, what you're putting out, but they see that one picture of two men in love, and that's it. I can't do it anymore. I can't follow you. It's beyond the point of not agreeing. It's being disgusted by. And I think that that in itself is pretty disgusting. So I'm having a hard time right now with things that are going on. So when I see things like this happening, it still baffles me that we're in a place where something as lovely as getting married and something as wonderful and unique as having your love story documented and put together can be so repulsive to someone.
Yeah. Like when I wish I knew the 43 people that unfollowed me, who they were, because like I would really just like to have
You just want to know.
Just want to have a little conversation, and just, yeah.
You can get one of those apps next time just to see.
Be good. I didn't think about that, but I was just mad.
Or don't. It's probably not.
Yeah, it's probably not. Deal enough with this, it's just okay. But
all of that being said, though, have you noticed a shift in the industry when it comes to inclusivity? Like, are things getting better, or are you seeing effort from vendors maybe that you've been seeing or heard of for a while that have like changed, or do you think it's kind of relatively the same, or that there's a long way to go?
On the professional side, I've really only related myself to people who are like-minded, which like-mindedness for me and my hot take is if you don't want queer people getting married, like get out of the industry, because you can't capitalize off of an industry that's exclusive. Who are we pointing at?
He said like that. He said that exact line to me yesterday on the phone.
if you don't fucking support love and you're a wedding vendor, what the fuck you doing? Why are you in the industry?
Why? What do you?
Yeah, go
I'm
back
looking
to
right at the fucking camera. Right
at
there.
you.
If you don't,
audience.
what are you doing? Like, what are you doing in the industry?
Go back to the 1800s, sell your daughter for a goat, and like that's that.
Like, but that was my exact quote to her on the phone when we had our pre-meeting was that, and I feel the same way. I just don't. Why are you in the industry that celebrates love when you're not inclusive to any love being celebrated? So
Only one type.
So that's a hot take.
Only one type's allowed, Mike. Obviously.
But I'm saying like that's a hot take that shouldn't be a hot take.
No, it should not. It should not be a hot take. That should be standard practice.
Well, my question to those people is always, okay, queer marriage is still illegal in a lot of countries, and there are a lot of countries where arranged marriages still exist, and your daughters are traded for whatever you think you're going to get out of them being someone else's property or a commodity. And my question to them is like, if you look at the history of marriage and what's been legal versus not, if you look at Virginia v. Loving, that was a case that went up to the Supreme Court for a mixed race couple. And so when we talk about our marriage rights, people of different races getting married are also included in that conversation because that used to be illegal too. And so you want to tell me, oh, you shouldn't get married because you're a lesbian. I'm like, okay, but what about that couple that's black and white that you just shot a few months ago?
Yep. It's so true because I'm a big history person. I love history, study history, things like that. And people don't realize like this country is this much of like the world, like in terms of like society and everything like that, but also like how long we've been a country and how long we've had, our Constitution and Declaration of Independence, everything like that. All of those, like the amendments that have happened, like they've happened in my grandparents' lifetime that are still here, so they seen that evolution. And I'm hopeful that we will see a society in the next, like by the time I pass, that is just so accepting that you just don't even fucking bat an eye anymore. It's like, you want to marry this person? Great. You want to marry that person? Great. You want to love this person? Fuck yeah, do that. That's the way it should be. Okay? That's the way I believe. And I think that I just think you'll be better off mentally too. like just accepting and just
Yeah.
going about your day.
Yeah. People care too much.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah. So,
In my opinion is if you're really that mad, I think you need to look inside yourself pretty deep.
You need to do
And
some
like
work.
ask yourself why.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was actually thinking about this on the drive here. Like, why do so many people care so much about something that does not affect them at all?
Yeah. Like I said that too. I was like, what do you fucking care about? Like, does it affect your daily life? No.
Being gay is not contagious.
No.
If it was, I would sneeze in my fucking mouth.
Okay, it's that kind of podcast.
Please. I hate men. Why am I tragically attracted to them?
That's my favorite thing. Straight BiPAN and women say is like, unfortunately, I like men. And I'm like, you know what? That's allyship at its finest.
You know what I mean? If I could get out of this, I would. Truly. But back on topic. One of the things that like a lot of people will say is that they don't know how to attract queer folks to work with them. And then they fall into this like pocket where they want to work with these couples and they can't attract them or make them feel comfortable or represented because they don't have the portfolio. So what are some green flags that maybe a couple can see represented that would make them want to work with somebody that may not be a queer vendor or have a lot of representation?
I think couples in general, and specifically queer couples, just want to see themselves in your work. And I think I have mixed feelings about this now just because of a way that someone approached me about doing photos with them, with my now fiance.
I know that this is something that you wanted to touch on, so elaborate.
So I think if you aren't getting couples hiring you or wanting to pay for your work that are queer and you want to really expand on that, I think it's okay to go to your queer friends and say like, hey, can we just like take some photos together so that I have something to put on my portfolio because this is important to me. The only thing I would say about that is don't go to a couple and say like, hey, I'm really looking to diversify my portfolio. Like, when are you free? And I also have an issue when people offer like discounted sessions for queer couples because I don't think you should like capitalize on diversifying your portfolio. But I think working for free is sometimes okay in that regard because people want to see themselves in your work. And I personally, when looking at a photographer for myself and my fiance, I'm not going to hire someone that hasn't worked with a queer couple. And then working in that like low stakes environment where you're also like learning about that couple and how to work with them and like, is it different? Is it not? Like every couple's different. You also get to learn so that when you do go into a paid relationship with a queer client or whatever that client may be, then you kind of already have like your toe in the water and you're not like, I don't know what I'm doing. Here's an invoice.
Well, yeah, because when you do like, when you're, just to touch on that, I think that like it can border on exploitative.
Yep.
Yeah. I was going to say that. Yeah. That, like for me, it was very tough to attract same-sex couples. Like not to say I wasn't going out of my way to do it. I was always open to it. And so I remember my second wedding I've ever photographed was a same-sex couple. And that was 12 years ago. And I'm forever grateful. Kelly and Christine, love you both. It's so funny to see that, but they were a referral from another couple, my first couple. And I was very grateful that like my wedding portfolio started that way. Not a lot of people could say that. And it's sometimes hard to attract that. So I think you're right. And like, you could go to your friends and like, like ask them and like, be like, hey, I'd love to take some photos of you guys, like, and stuff like that. And yeah, don't say it's for diversifying your portfolio. Like, that's
we know.
Yeah. Come on.
I know why you're asking me.
Like, come on. But like, for me, it's like, I just want to show acceptance, like overall, like, so I'm going to put everything out there and show it off. And I got lucky that I started off like with, a same-sex, like I really almost started my career with one. So, and I got to work with one in the early stages. And now it's like, hey, I attract same-sex couples all the time. And I use inclusive language on the website. But like to Lauren's take earlier, did not realize I wasn't using inclusive language until it was pointed out to us on the show on like certain things. And
Yeah, we really dissected our websites
Yeah.
and we were like, fuck.
like, yeah, like
I mean, look, guys, I wasn't either when I started this. I was
yeah.
like deeply in the closet, still trying to figure my stuff out. Like, how do I start a business? I'm 21 years old. I'm trying to be an actor. What am I doing? And the only trigger warning, the only reason I looked at my website and my business is because they gave one of those like free, I was paying a lot of money to be there, online seminars where it was like how to use inclusive language and diversify your business and what it means to work with queer couples. And that's when I really started doing it. And to the Knots credit, the one thing that they did that I've always appreciated and I wish more wedding planning websites would do is you could self-identify your business. And so when you were looking for vendors that were like you or that you could see yourself in, like I self-identified as a queer-owned and a female-owned business, but it got really specific, like Black-owned business, Pacific Islander, Native American-owned business, or it's Indigenous people now, own business. And I wish more wedding planning websites would do that because planning my wedding has been surprisingly difficult in terms of finding vendors that I see myself in.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's we have to give credit to the Knot for anything.
Nope.
No. You can credit me.
I will not do it.
I just emailed a big wedding planning website and was like, you guys should do this. And they went, what a great idea. I'm like, yeah, it is. It was super mine.
Nah, it's awesome. I
All
love
you
it.
It
girls.
was just me.
You
Love
can take
that.
all that credit. We
Yeah,
don't care.
hell yeah. What website was it? Was it Zola?
Zola,
All right, give 'em
my
credit.
girl.
Give them their flowers. I mean, we had Kate on from Zola and stuff like that. So,
They can have their flowers when they do it.
like,
They
Well,
said they're considering
Shelby
it.
knows because she's a day one fan.
yeah,
I am.
So, but you know, it's good
We
to
appreciate
see.
you.
Of course. Appreciate you.
It's really good to see, like sites listen and people listen and podcasts listen, and I think that's the important thing is just listen.
Yeah.
It's just hear out and understand things, and that's what we've always tried to do here. We're just very, I don't know. We're not going to stay stuck in our ways. Like if we were, we would never evolve. Number one, as people. Number two, photographers. Even like I'd still be shooting on a Mark II and like traditional wedding photos. Like if I'd never evolved. Like and now I'm learning how to shoot blurry fucking trash. And
Oh, I
like-
gave up on that.
so you know, like, but that's like let's. Like the evolution of us as vendors is really, I think, like nice to see as well, like from the community and things like that. Like I love seeing it. I love seeing the representation in the in blogs and communities and websites and stuff like that. It gives me inspo too. It's great. It's like
I also
you know,
think it's a very important conversation to have right now,
yeah,
especially right now. Like, you know, we went a good long while where everything was going pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
The trajectory
We
was
were
upwards.
so close.
We were so close. And now, so last year I had a lesbian couple that I photographed their elopement, and they were like, we're doing this, you know, very quickly. So they weren't planning like a big whole thing. And when I asked them why the haste, and this like broke my fucking heart, was they weren't sure what was going to happen to their rights
Yeah.
over the next 4 years.
I'm
So-
like in the middle of that right now. Oh, I might get emotional.
because it's a very hard thing. You know, it's a hard thing for me to watch, but it's a really fucked up thing for you to experience.
Yeah. I think in the conversation about like planning my own wedding, outside of being a vendor, like I love this job. And I get to meet so many people, and I say, like, as a wedding photographer, I get to see what I do and don't want in my wedding oftentimes now. But like as a couple, a big conversation my fiance and I have is like, can we even get married here? Do we want to get married here? If we get a marriage license here, what does it look like? Can it be overturned? And then it just like sucks to not feel wanted and to just want the things that like you two can have without thinking about it. And so it's really sad, and it's become more and more sad. And what I will say is like the outright homophobia on the stage it's being given in the world right now is not random. It's not new. It's just a bit more permissive. And so I think,
louder.
yeah,
a bit louder.
yeah. And I mean, like the former administration had its own issues, like the war on the trans community's been going on forever. And it was pretty loud in the previous administration. Like that's never not existed. It just got worse again. And I feel like it's worse now more than it ever has been because I feel the hate used to be a little more quiet and just saying, well, you can't have it, but we're not going to talk about it. It was, well, you can have it and now you can't have it again. And we're going to be really mean about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I noticed that. You know, I remember when it was like everything was so accepting, and then like I don't know, you know, politics and things like that happen, and hey, here we are. I don't get how this could be political. It's just me. It's just let people live their lives. Like at the end of the day, like you know, you want two people to get married, love each other, you know, share fucking medical insurance. God damn it. Like it's hard enough to get it here, you know, and stuff like that. Like you take care of one another, you take care of communities, things like that. I don't fucking get it, man. Like at times. So as a straight white male, okay, that is very accepting to the LGBTQIA plus community. Yes, I said that with a mouthful. Wow.
You could say queer.
That was good, right? That was pretty good. But I've always been very accepting to the community because of the fact that, like, you know, you should just be able to go and get married without hesitation and no hoops to jump through. And like no one looking at you like, you know, any which way to Sunday. It's love is love, and that's it. That's just me.
They give that shit away on reality TV.
Yeah.
Like I watch The Bachelor and I'm like, really? You can, but I can't?
Yeah.
Like, come on, you guys.
Like, why? Like, Jesus. I do love how, like, in the wedding industry, though, okay, you see a lot of acceptance. Whether it's blogs, platforms, magazines, you know, like podcasts, things like that are openly accepting to it. I think it's really because when you work in the space of love, like you see it unfold and you're like, you know, you just become happy for people. Like regardless of who they're marrying or what they're doing, you just become happy. And that's where I do love the wedding industry in that regard, especially around here and especially what do I see. And we give some publications a hard time. We give, you know, we did a whole thing on the knot and like grilled Zola and all that stuff. But if they're using inclusive language and they're trying to better themselves and better the community, I should say, that's really cool. So,
yeah, I agree.
So I'd love to see more of that from the world, fucking world, as I hit the microphone.
Super excited to announce a partnership with Blacksmith Print Co.
Look at this thick bitch.
Oh, God. Yo, she's spicy. I love her. Yeah. So Blacksmith brings quality, simplicity, and a boutique customer service to photographers looking to upgrade their album experience. These things are fucking good.
Beautiful.
I mean, we picked them up. Like we got Brady, the owner, sent us these sample albums with our photos in them. One, they look gorgeous. Color was
fantastic.
Spot fucking on. Beautiful, beautiful albums. Super thick, super heavy.
He also walked us through the like design process and onboarding personally.
Yeah.
And he does that for every single client that he books.
Yeah. And I love that personalized experience. So the albums included, like what he offers, 8x8, 10x10, 12x12 sizes available. So included with an album purchase is premium packaging, free shipping, any cover material. They have leather, linen, embossed names, raised letters, cameo window option, and embossing foil. So you could see your names and everything like that.
90% of orders ship within 7 business days, and ordering is super easy right through the website. Blacksmith only takes 30 to 50 new photographers a year who are looking to order 15 albums a year or more. A special offer for Vendor Table listeners who qualify will get $500 of album credits towards your first sample when you mention the Vendor Table in the How Did You Hear About Us section when applying on Blacksmith's website.
So check them out for yourself at blacksmithprintco.com.
If you're a wedding pro looking to scale your business, you have got to check out the Abundance Group Mastermind.
Yeah, this isn't just like any other program. It's an experience like nothing else in the wedding world. So I worked with Ashley. She's amazing. And let me tell you, she's one of the really the most generous, genuine people I've ever met. She's built $1 million a year wedding planning company and shares her knowledge and time in a way that's truly unmatched.
In the mastermind, you get unlimited daily voice coaching with Ashley. Yes, really. Access to every course she's ever created, and 2 incredible live in-person events each year. Plus, the group itself is filled with wedding vendors who are scaling, many who are over the $100,000 mark, some even hitting $500,000 plus.
Jeez.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good. This isn't just about learning. It's about being part of a community that gets it and pushes you to grow, really. So if you're serious about scaling your business, all right, you want to take it to the next level, you got to check this out.
What's great for TBT listeners is that we have a special link that allows you to skip the wait list. So check out the link in the show notes for more info.
We just want to give a special shout out to Maru, one of our sponsors. Maru is a modern payment experience for the weddings and events industry.
Maru has added some incredible new features, including the ability to send contracts, create itemized invoices, and our personal favorite, the ability to pay contractors.
Love this.
Yeah, like that makes me so happy to have a platform that if I need to pay like an associate or a second shooter, I'm paying them right through Maru. It just goes right to their bank account, makes things so nice and easy.
It's also so neat and organized.
Yes.
You can find anything.
Super organized. Like, I love it because I'm just like, hey, I got to print it out at the end of the year, send my accountant over for tax purposes and all that stuff.
Perfect.
It keeps things so nice and neat.
Maru is a community of 10,000 plus wedding and event professionals, and it's growing. They offer seamless transactions and a hassle-free payment experience. They make it easy for you to focus on what you do best, creating memorable experiences.
So we went over it, but with Maru, you could create and share your contract, accept and make payments without processing fees, offer clients a simpler experience, no need to sign up, just pay and go, and pay your contractors, something we both love. So it also keeps all your payments neatly organized in the central hub. You could sign up for free at maru.us/TBT.
No, I know, like when you sent me like some talking points that you wanted to highlight or discuss, it said, dare we? Oh, we dare. But I'm gonna give you an example of what we're about to discuss because
Oh, I'm so excited to talk about this.
yeah. Oh, we're going there 100%. So a few weeks ago, we had a post, I think it was an anonymous post from somebody who said that one of their couples thanked them for using inclusive language on their website. And she said, I just don't understand why I need to be thanked for that. It should be just standard, right? And the majority of the comments were very supportive and absolutely like agreeing. Like, of course, it shouldn't be, but it is, a big deal. But there were several comments that were not savory. And as an administrator for our Facebook group, I wanted to make it very clear that that type of opinion, you can call it whatever you want, but it's really just bad behavior, was not accepted in our space. So I made a post in the group, and there was one person who responded in a weird way. So there was a lot of, every single person that commented on my post was, supportive, happy, felt represented, felt seen, heard. There was one person that was like, can't we all just like believe what we want and all get along?
No.
And no, we fucking can't.
Nope.
I'm sorry. No,
Nope. So,
I'm not sorry. No.
no, we can't. Not on this.
There is no belief or opinion to be had on the validity and sanctity of a human life, period. Full stop. You can believe what you want about the economy. You can believe what you want about international relationships. I think politics should stay there. And a belief system should stay there, and opinion should stay there. But there is no belief or opinion to be had about a human life. And it's that simple. And people get so pressed. And I'm like, why are you so mad?
I can't.
Well, the same week that happened and you made that post, I'm in another wedding photographer group where they're always anonymous because they're so brave. Someone had posted, I don't know what to do. I just got an inquiry from a couple whose personal beliefs I don't align with. And I'm like, say it with your full chest. With your full chest. What do they want to do? Like burn the crucifix in the middle of their ceremony? That's not what you're saying, and we know that.
mm-hmm.
Also, why do you need to post about that? Just say no. Say you're
Just
busy.
say no. It's that simple.
I'm booked.
Well, I don't understand that. I just like, okay. Like,
It all goes back to the fucking cake baker.
yeah.
Oh,
Goddamn cake baker.
When that happened, I was like, wow, God, that was a while ago, right? But yeah, like,
long time.
but yeah.
It's more than that, I think.
But it all goes back to that fucking.
Goddamn cake baker.
But like, just say you're not available. What the fuck? Is it like you run to post an anonymous post?
Just shut up. I'm sorry. Like, so what? You're going to tell somebody that because you're gay or because like I don't agree with your lifestyle, can't perform a service for you. Just shut up and say you're not available. Don't be that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, like when I don't want to work at a venue because that venue sucks, I say I'm unavailable.
I don't agree. I don't
Okay.
agree with your sentiments at all, but you are free to have them, I suppose. But keep it to your fucking self.
Yeah. Like, stop.
Go to therapy.
Yeah, full stop. Like, why is this affecting you? Just like move on. Ugh. This is
I don't like your haircut. I don't want to work with you.
Thank you.
like this is a very eye-opening conversation. Like not only for just like me and Lauren, I think it's going to be an eye-opening conversation for those who listen. And you know, I know there'll probably be people who don't agree with what's said here. And
Okay, bye.
okay, like we are, you know, I'm fully expected to see some 1-star reviews. That's fine. Hey, okay.
I'll put those on t-shirts too, you guys.
Okay, yeah, like can't wait to make merch of that. But in reality, like I don't. Well, you know, like I want to see love accepted. Okay, and that's just me. And regardless of who you want to love, what you want to do, just see it accepted because it's a beautiful thing. I love this. I love this industry. I love taking photos of people, and I'd love to see it accepted. And you know, I appreciate you coming on, okay, and putting your face out there because this is it's tough to do. Like you know, like to put your face out there as a representative of the community and everything like that. And these are very important. This is a very important topic to talk about. It is Pride Month, but you know, love should be celebrated 12 months a year.
I am gay 12 months out of the year.
There you go.
Hetero people are so weird for not wanting y'all to have a flag. Like, I want a flag. Like, you know, like, I mean, you're just jealous that they got the prettiest one.
Yeah.
That's
We really did.
you got the prettiest one.
Like who?
And like, I might be biased, but gay weddings are superior.
They're fucking fun.
I mean, I will say I was deeply in the closet. I was shooting a same-sex wedding and I really took a step back and I'm like, there's so much extra joy because these people are just so grateful to be here and so excited to just like have this. And I started working post 2016. So there was never like we're doing a civil ceremony without like the legal rights to it or we can be legally together. And there's just like a lot of paperwork and it's not just a marriage license. But I think they're so special and so joyful. I mean, I love them.
Yeah.
I definitely won't disagree with you there.
No, I won't. I just think you see genuine love because of what they endured.
Yeah.
You know, like what people endure. Like
Older couples especially too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like especially the older couples. Like I've photographed it was a civil ceremony, but like a while ago, and it was an older couple, and it was beautiful to say the least, like and everything like that, and to see that, it's just really cool, you know. I fucking love it. I love when couples are in love. I don't gay, straight, doesn't fucking
Mike
matter.
just loves love.
I am a hopeless fucking romantic. She knows this. Like I literally, like I'm like, love is love. Like,
feels so many feelings.
I do.
I've never shot a same-sex couple where I'm like, I don't know if this is going to work out. I can't say the same for some others, but
I haven't.
no, they
either.
all really want to be there.
Yeah, when I think about that, I've never had a same-sex couple where I'm just like, yeah, I don't know if they're right for each other.
No, they're so hyped.
You know, like you genuinely see love. So I think that's really cool. Now, let's do a little this or that with you, okay? I love this or that. And it'll be like kind of general fun questions and stuff like that. But we don't have them written down, but we're gonna.
I pulled them up after another one.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
But we'll do some like.
You start.
Okay. We always ask this question to every wedding photographer out there. Band or DJ?
Oh, DJ. DJ 100%, but not a wedding DJ.
Like a DJ.
We found our DJ based on a party I went to. Where it was like, that's the vibe on the dance floor.
Okay. Okay.
And I gave my parents like 5 must-play songs and everything else we curated.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Lauren, take another one.
Small elopement or big wedding?
I'm going to say 30 to 60 people. Is that the in-between? I don't know what to do
So
with
that's a
less
micro
than
wedding.
That's like a micro wedding, yeah.
Like micro wedding. So
Okay.
not just like the two, like 2 people, just like a smaller gathering.
Which one
Not
did
a
you think we were
banquet
going to do?
Oh, Prime versus.
Oh.
Okay, Shelby.
You're going to wreck me, aren't you?
Okay. Prime versus Zoom.
I think it depends on what venue I'm shooting.
Really? Okay.
I have always shot with a 35 and an 85, but I rented the 24 to 70 and I was like, oh, this is so much easier.
The 24 to 70 or
20
the 28?
What did Canada just come out?
The
24.
28.
28?
28.
Oh, okay.
The 2.0?
28.
The 2.0?
Oh, so delicious.
Oh.
But I still shoot on an 85 and a 35.
That's fine. 85 is a dreamy lens.
And then my like Leica
Okay.
just sits there.
Nice. Okay.
Okay.
So I get a little bit of everything.
All right. I'll give you another.
You're more practical.
Okay.
I use a prime. I always have a prime
I
on
know
the other
you
body.
do. Can you just like stop? Can we move on from the?
Everybody thinks I hate primes. I don't.
All right. The episode.
I'm just fucking lazy, I guess.
All right. At the time of recording, the Vanessa Joy episode has not come out yet, but just fuck. Okay. Whatever.
He got eviscerated.
All right. Moving on. Dream destination that you would love to photograph at.
Oh my goodness. Tuscan Villa
Okay.
or a haunted Irish castle. Yeah.
Really?
Has to be haunted though.
Haunted Irish castle.
We considered a venue in Scotland that's a little haunted.
Okay.
Horses,
Okay.
cliffside,
Nice.
cold and rainy year round.
Yeah.
So we're looking at France.
Are you're moody? Moody vibes? Are you like moody?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, 100%.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Warm, moody, vibey, little dark, little
Okay.
dramatic.
Very cool. Who's shooting your wedding?
Don't have someone yet.
Ah,
No.
damn.
Need a venue first.
Okay, get a venue first. Give me a call.
I'll be taking applications.
I just shot a wedding.
Michael, I have to like break your heart right now and say the only vendors we won't work with are men.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Devastated right now.
I know it's really hard to be a white.
It's very, very hard to be a
Oh, yeah.
white
It's
man today.
heartbreaking.
Ugh.
Somebody start playing the violin.
It's. I can
Hello,
recommend
darkness,
great
my old
female
friend.
photographers. I'll recommend great female photographers out there. All right. Last question. You got one? You have one?
Oh, what's your favorite wedding movie of all time?
Bridesmaids.
Okay.
100%. So good. I've watched it like 6 or 7 times this year. I don't know what mood I've been in, but it's my comfort watch right now. And Pride and Prejudice.
I feel like her crash outs are
Yeah.
the level I aspire to.
I say so many quotes from Bridesmaids. Like,
Every
"Help
time
me,
I
I'm
go, help me, I'm poor.
I'm poor.
And people look at me and they're like, are you? I'm like, oh, you don't get me.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh my god! Like that's still to this day. I
can't look at a person named Steve and call them Steve anymore.
Yeah.
Stove. Stupid.
Stupid. Or like any time I'm at a wedding and like there's lemonade, I'm like, oh shit, that's fresh. Every time. Like it actually when we did a bracket, like a movie best wedding movie bracket, like a couple of years. I think it was like 2020, early 2024. We did it was like March Madness type thing, and we had like 16 wedding movies, and that won as best wedding movie.
What was the second one?
Wedding Crashers. So you've never seen Wedding Crashers?
Guys, don't start.
What?
I'm being attacked during Pride
What?
Month. Oh my God.
Oh, it's good.
Watch it. You'll absolutely. It's hysterical. It's 2004 humor, so it's like it's so good though. It's an old timer. It's an all time classic.
It's a good one.
I auditioned for the sequel.
Really? There was a
Yeah.
sequel. Was it?
Didn't get it. It's fine.
Ah.
Just keep shooting weddings.
That's awesome. Listen, this has been such a great conversation, and I really appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having me, you two.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
It was a long time coming. We've tried to link up for a while. And
Coming all the way from the Upper East Side.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah.
What, East Side?
Uh-huh.
East Side.
Yeah. All the way out to Long Island.
XOXO.
All the way out to the. Yeah.
I live so close to the school that was based on.
No.
Yeah.
Aw.
What's that? Is
They
that
were all
Gossip Girl?
terrible. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
It's
was like,
Spence. Yeah, it's Spence.
okay. Gotcha. Was Blake Lively in that show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
we don't
she-
talk
She
about
was
her.
insufferable in that too.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
I thought she was the main character. She's not the main character?
She's one of
One
them.
of two.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But our queen, Blair.
Okay.
Okay.
Such a Blair girl.
Such a Blair girl. If you're
Oh, it's
Team
not
Serena, ew.
Like, are you okay? Do we need to check in?
Please.
Don't
How's your
know.
relationship with your parents? Like,
I don't know what's going on. at all.
Generational trauma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't know what's going on at all. But Shelby, tell us where we could find you. Social media, websites, anything like that. Where can we find you?
you can find me on Instagram in 2 places. SP Wedding Photography for the weddings, Shelby Phillips Photography for the horses. Little confusing. SP Wedding Photography first, and then shelbyphillipsphotography.com.
Beautiful. All right, Lauren.
I can't wait to go look at the horses.
Lauren's going to come ride my horse.
I love horses.
I hope you don't ghost me. Like, that's a genuine
no, I'm
offer.
serious. I saved your number. Do you know how many people's numbers I saved? None. You're in there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, you can find me at LaurenO'BrienPhoto.com and Lauren O'Brien Photo and the Feral Photog on Instagram and TikTok. Mike, where can they find you?
At Michael Sarah Photo on Instagram, TikTok, as well as my website. And you can find us at the Vendor Table Pod on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, as well as.
Our Facebook group. No hate allowed.
I'll be in the comments.
Guys, it's been fun. Catch you next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye.